Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Sims 4. Now, if you've been watching my earlier episodes, in fact, this episode may actually come first, just to let you guys know what was going on. I recorded a whole bunch of episodes way back when I first started doing YouTube. I wasn't able to get permission for this game. It took them a long time, almost a year, to get permission to review this game and come up with Let's Plays for it. So I will be coming out and showing you those previous episodes which I hung on to, which is the Sinclair household over here. But it's been an incredibly long time since I played this game, so we're going to be going through it again and relearning. So what I figured we'll do is start a new, completely, separate household over here on the side, or maybe over here. I am not really sure which one I want to do yet. I'm thinking maybe this one over here. I like it, the fact that it's way off to the side, and there's not a whole lot over here other than some neighbors that I can talk to. And of course, you can move into some of these houses as well. 41,000 is a lot of money. We might try that one. Let's click on that one. I don't know if we have enough money for that, but basically on this episode, we're going to be creating a new family to move into it. And of course, it brings you into the sim editor so that you can decide.
Ruskin.
Yeah, so you can decide which sort of Sims you want in your house, whether you want more than one, female, children, whatever the case may be. It really lets you do whatever your heart's desire is on this one, and there's a lot of options. The game has gotten so much better. I mean, it was really cool when it first came out, but over time, the graphics and things have just lent itself so well to this, so that you can change the hair and everything. So that's what we're going to be doing on this one. I'll show you a little bit of, there's the kids right there. It takes a second for it to load up. Yeah, and these are, of course, all the females.
Dorna.
And that's a teenager, and then you got a young adult.
Pomeray Quas.
We'll wait for it to pop up there. In fact, it may have already. You just can't really see very much of a difference. There's adult right there. You can kind of see it in the face a little bit. There's a little bit more lines. I guess you can say a little bit more wrinkles, but very, very little change on that one. And then this is the older version.
Nappy Yucca Chibs.
So again, you got the slight change on there, and you got little wrinkles up here, which is fantastic that the game is sophisticated enough to integrate stuff like that into it.
Nice,
and I'll go back so you guys can kind of see the subtle changes. It's a little tighter in the face and things of that sort. Now we'll go through the males and we'll start with the kids so that you guys can see that, and I'll zoom out a little bit more. There we go, right there. Yeah, see, I mean, and you can change the hair color. You can change all sorts of things when it comes to... Wow, that dude is freaking tall, man. I don't know if we want our guys to be that tall, especially at a teen. That teen is like huge. That is nuts. And now you can see a little darker in the face, a little bit more wrinkles there, not too much. And then wow, overnight, sudden change right there. So I think what we're gonna do is go with a adult, because you need an adult male and an adult female if you want to have kids. And of course, if you're gonna move into a household, you're not gonna move into it with kids. I don't even know if you can, but we're definitely not gonna go that route. Now let's see, what do we want to pick on this one? We want to, I don't know. I don't know if we want him to be clear-headed, if we want him to be warm or brash. I think we're going to go with warm. It's the neutral one. The default walk style. What kind of other walk styles do you have? A perky walk? I don't know about that one. Look at that, guys. That is, yeah, I don't know. That's a little bit too happy all the time. Let's try a snooty walk. Oh, wow. Check that out, guys. That does actually look like you're rich. Like you're just, full of yourself almost. It's cool that they, put that into the game. What about swagger? Yeah. Now you need that staying alive music. You can tell by the way. Yeah, I'm not singing it. But you can definitely see they put some time and effort into how they walk, let alone some of the other aspects of this game. And this episode right here will mainly be just concentrating on the character creations. We'll get into the game on the next episode. If you want to see that, go ahead and just skip over. But I wanted to show you all the different things you can do on a character here, because they really did add a great deal to this game, and it's really, really amazing. So that is a tough walk. I guess if you're trying to be, I don't know. I guess if you're trying to, intimidate people, it looks like you're trying to intimidate people, which would just make people laugh at you, really. But yeah, it's there if you want it. We got the goofy walk. Oh yeah, if you're laughing while you do this, then people would probably be like, yeah, that guy's a clown. And I think you can actually go into a job as a clown. So this is probably what you want if that's the the skill tree you're going to go down. Sluggish. I guess if you're tired, and I do apologize for the lag right there. I'm not sure why that was doing there when it switches back and forth. Sometimes it likes some of these, sometimes it doesn't. Let's go to bouncy walk. There you go. They're sluggish, nice and smooth for you. It looks like he's incredibly tired. He's about to fall over and fall asleep right there where he's walking. Bouncy walk. He's very energized. Very, got the nice rest overnight. Hopefully, drank 4 or 5 cups of cappuccino in the morning, and he is just ready to go. I don't know. I think the default walk style is probably best. These other ones are cool, but I think your Sims over time, depending on how they feel, they actually incorporate these walks anyways. So, yeah, I don't think you really need to specify like which one you want. I think you're more than fine going with just the normal one to start with. But I wanted to show you those, and they definitely have a lot of different styles to go with. It's a little laggy in here for some reason. I'm not sure why, guys. So we need to pick a aspiration. Aspirations are basically your goals. What does your sim want to do with himself? Does he want to be an astronaut? Does he want to be a firefighter? Sorry, guys. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had to cough there for a second. But we're going to go into aspirations here. Aspirations, as I said before, are like lifelong goals. But before you actually pick what goal you want, you have to kind of narrow down the choices a little bit by going through some of these things. Now, as I said before, this episode is going to be about the character creation. I've done that before in one of my other episodes, but because we're coming back to the game after a long time being gone from it, this is much as a refresher course for you guys as it is for me, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. If not, you can be welcome to skip ahead because it is kind of, there's a lot of information here. Now, you have athletics. A bonus trait, high metabolism. It is easier to stay fit and trim when you have a high metabolism. So if you're going to go down into something to do with like sports, or even if you're going to be like a police officer, having like a good physique might help you with that career, military, things of that sort. There's a lot of things here that overlap with one another, and so you kind of want to check them all out and see which one fits your personality, which one you want your character to really go with. Creativity, bonus trait, muser. Musers get better boosts to their skills when they're inspired. So if you're going to be a writer or an artist or something like that, and you're going to want to create like these masterpieces, this is going to help you do that. When you're inspired, you're going to get that boost that you would not otherwise get, which could help you create something that you otherwise would not be able to create, or you'd have to be like perfect conditions to be able to get, where it's a little bit easier to attain here. Defiance, bonus trait, dastardly. Dastardly Sims perform stronger and more successful mean interactions. So, I guess if you're going to go mean trait, this is definitely something you can try with. If you're going to be a robber or something like that, Defiance is probably a good characteristic to have. Family, bonus trait, domestic. Domestic Sims will see their family relationships grow stronger, faster. So if you're going to be, a stay-at-home dad or a housewife, or just a kid who likes being around the family, this is definitely something you can go with, and it's going to help them be happier longer, and it's also going to help them create stronger relationships with those around them, whereas some of these other traits may actually push people away. I mean, you can go down like the loner route, and they won't get along with really anybody, and they'll be happy being by themselves. But this trait right here is definitely not for that. This is for those people who want that strong family bond, and it's kind of cool that it's here. Food, bonus trait, essence of flavor. Sims with essence of flavor make higher quality food and drink. So if you're going to be a chef, or even if you're just going to be somebody who stays at the house a lot of the time and makes food for the rest of the family, this could be something very cool for you, because the better the food, the more satisfaction people get from it, the happier they're going to be after they eat it, and just like the cooler stuff you're going to be able to make with it. And this game really delves deep into the food, as well as pretty much everything else, because not only can you make food, you can find recipes, you can create your own recipes, and you can grow your own food, your own crops, which means you're going to get fresher ingredients, and the food's going to come out better, and it really does make a big impact into the game. So, and then you can sell that stuff later on if you want to. So there's a whole side to food, just like with every other aspect of this, but this one I really kind of like. Now we have fortune, bonus trait, business savvy Sims. I don't know why it would repeat itself twice. Business savvy, and then business savvy Sims earn more than the standard rate from careers. So if you're going to go down like the business route, as far as like maybe being a stockbroker, or working at a like a secretary or something along those lines, whatever it is that you're going to go down, this is going to help you kind of progress through those levels. And you usually start off on like the bottom rung of any career that you choose, and then you kind of progress a little bit higher as you meet the qualifications. They may tell you in the first one, I think it was Sims, The Sims, you had to have like a certain number for your next promotion. It would tell you needed a certain number of strength if you're a cop, or you needed a certain number of friends if you're a politician. You needed like those connections, and once you met those connections and you went to work and you were well rested and you were ready to start the day off right, you would get the promotion that day. It's kind of the same way in this one. You have to meet some of those qualifications before you can get that next promotion, and this one's going to really help you do that in business. Now you have knowledge. Bonus trait, quicker learner. Quicker learners build all skills a little bit faster. Now, if you take off the option where your Sims do not age, you don't really need this because your Sims won't die. They won't age, they won't get older, they won't die. That will limit part of the game for you because there's a cemetery in the game, and when your Sims pass away, they can become ghosts, and then your relatives can go over there, and there's like a whole long quest line and stuff that you can do over there with them because of it. So at some point you may want to turn that on. But if you got plenty of time, eventually they're going to master all their skills, and the enjoyment from what I found is just doing just that, is just taking your time through this game. And so I usually turn that off when I play the game, but eventually somewhere down the road, once I have everybody set up and I'm happy with where things are, I'll turn it back on, or turn that option off, and then my guys will start aging again, and then I'll get to see the other side of the game. But I mean, it's up to you how you want to do that one. Love, it's a bonus trait. Alluring. Alluring Sims are more successful at romance than others. Now, I guess this is kind of a cool thing if you're going to be like a movie star or things of that sort, because you're going to have that skill where people are just instantly going to like you and fall in love with you. Although you can go down popularity for that, that's going to be pretty nice for you too. But again, to each his own. This does have options in the game. It does have things that you can only kind of achieve because you have this, just like with any of these other ones. So it is definitely kind of a cool thing to have, but I've never really used it myself, so I can't really say what those are. Nature, bonus trait, collector. Collectors can find rare collectibles more often. Now, collectibles in the game, they're somewhat hard to find. Sometimes I would suggest that you play the game on something else before you go with this, and then come back to it once you realize what collectors do, and you can kind of get into your head whether it's something you really want to major in. I see this more of a side thing than more of a major. Like, I guess maybe once I've had 4 or 5 characters, I might come in here and just major in it and be like, oh, let's go full bore into it and see what we can get. But I've never quite done that because, again, it's not something that's hugely important to your career, but it is kind of cool on the side. So, again, kind of take that into account and decide for yourself whether you want to go that route or not. Popularity, bonus trait.
Ooh.
Yeah, these guys build friendships a whole lot faster. And because they do, you can either go down popularity for politicians or for movie stars. They're pretty much going to help you out everywhere in the game, because if people like you, they're more willing to interact with you. You can call them over for bigger parties. You can go to their house. You can use their facilities. When you first start off the game, you may not have everything you want. You may not have that deluxe toaster or cappuccino maker. And if you need to use that for like a quick boost, then you definitely want the ability to have the option to go over there and use the stuff at their house. And a lot of the time you could only do that if they like you. So this is going to be kind of cool for that, as well as the careers. But because I like to go down the creative path, I'm going to kind of steer away from that. The last playthrough I went physical features. You chose in your sim. Now I haven't chosen my sim yet. Yeah, let's go back into that. I usually go down creative path. I usually go down like the author, because that's what I am in real life. But because I've done that before, I'm either going to go down food or defiance, because defiance I've never tried at all. So I'm kind of interested in that. It's kind of a little bit more like robbery, which is kind of interesting in this game. Never done that. Food I have kind of minored in a little bit during my playthrough. So yeah, let's try out defiance. Let's see what we can do with that. Now, we can do Chief of Mischief. The sim is all about pranks and mayhem. Or Public Enemy. The sim wants to make enemies and can be a famous criminal. So you can be a jokester, which is harmless. Maybe not harmless, because you can do some pretty horrible jokes, but you're not going to be wanted by the law, per se. Or you can go full bore criminal-wise. And I think we're going to go full bore criminal-wise. Maybe come back and try the Mischief one, because that sounds interesting as well. So let's go with that. We also have to pick our traits. You have 3 traits you can pick. These are kind of important as well. Actually, they're very important for what you're trying to go against. You can be active. Active Sims tend to be energized, can pump up other Sims, and may become upset if they don't exercise for a period of time. Keep that in mind, guys. Right there at the very end, it gives you the downside to it, right? Your guys are energized a lot more, and they're going to have a lot more energy. But if they're in a job or you're doing things with them that don't allow them to exercise, they will be upset about it. The same thing goes with any of these other traits as far as if they are, talkative and you don't let them talk, if they're a genius and you don't let them think, they're going to become upset about that. That's one of their traits that they have. Each one has a little bit of a downside to it, some more than others. So you need to keep in mind what kind of job you think your guys are going to be going down and try to give them a trait that kind of matches it. Although you can go with traits that have nothing to do with your aspirations and make it kind of difficult on yourself. Make them lazy, make them smelly, and make them just ignorant, basically, right? And then have them be like a rocket scientist who has to study, like the clean effects in space. Like, it'd be completely opposite of what they're trying to do, but you could try it. It'd be very, very hard, but you could go with it. Cheerful. These Sims tend to be happier than other Sims. There's really no downside to that. They're just happier. The downside, I guess, if you want to give it one, would be they won't get along with Sims that aren't cheerful. If you find somebody who's gloomy, per se, they're not really going to mesh well, and it'd be very, very difficult. You can do it, but it'd be very difficult to get them to be friends or even more down the road, and they're always going to be bumping heads, and you're going to be just, swimming against the current, basically, every step of the way, and, you take one step forward and you'll lose 2 steps. So, keep that in mind. Kind of hard to do, but not impossible. Creativity. These Sims tend to be inspired, can share creative ideas with other Sims, and may become upset if they are not creative for a period of time. Again, the downside is they need to be creative at some point. But this is good for authors, writers, for people who do food, or people who do movie, anything that's creative, basically, as they are suggesting here. This is a nice trait to have, but make sure that they have something in their life, whether it's a hobby or part of their job, that allows them to be creative, because they need to have that at least once a day, maybe sometimes more, depending on how high it is on their list for this. Now, genius is a nice thing to have. These Sims tend to be focused, can share ideas with other Sims, and may become upset if they haven't improved their mental skills for some time, which means you constantly have to be learning stuff. And again, if you're a genius, that you're going to crave that probably. You may not be able to find it very often if you know everything, but you're going to want to learn more and more and more. So definitely something to consider, definitely something to go with if you're going down that thing. Now, gloomy, we've mentioned before, these Sims tend to be sad, can share melancholy thoughts to other Sims, and while sad, gain a boost to their creative skill. I guess that's kind of cool if you want to be a writer who goes down that route of being like a gloomy writer, and there's some of them out there. Edgar Allan Poe, if you read his stuff, they're good books, they're great stories, but they have that dark side to it, which is kind of the gloominess that you might want to incorporate in there. So you might come up with some pretty cool stuff with that. You got goofball. These Sims tend to be playful. Now that is definitely the route to go with if we're going down towards the prankster route. Goofballs are probably one of the good ones for that. Hot-headed. These Sims tend to be angry, can rile up other Sims, and become angry when targeted with mischief. So yeah, you got to watch out for that. Apparently, if you're a mischief kind of guy and you hit a hothead, yeah, stick a dynamite, guys. Stick a dynamite. Just take that into account, what that probably implies. Romantic. These Sims tend to be flirty and may become sad if they don't have any romantic social interactions for a period of time. Not really sure what skill or what aspirations that would really go down. I mean, the love aspirations, obviously, but what job that really enhances. I think that's probably more of like a personal thing. If you're not going down like a career, if you're going to be somebody in the house who doesn't have to bring in all the money, and you don't always have to bring in all the money. You can have one person do that, or everybody share the burden. It's up to you how you want to play this. Self-assured. These Sims tend to be confident. Now, that's a nice trait to have, period. I don't think being confident is a bad thing in any way, as long as you're not overconfident. And when you get overconfident, people tend to look at you and be like, yeah, you may be good, but you have to rub it in everybody's faces. Just being confident alone, though, is a nice trait. And a lot of people are attracted to that. and it's just, it's good overall. So I don't see any negatives in that one. Now there's these other 3 tabs right here. We'll go into each and every one of them. Hobby, art lover. These Sims gain powerful moodlets from viewing works of art and can admire art and discuss art in unique ways. I guess if you're going to be like an art critic or you're going to be an artist yourself, this is probably something you want. That way you can enjoy your own artwork and other people you're with. And in real life, if you love what you do and you love what other people in the field that you do, you're able to make connections with them, and that's usually going to help you out in your career as well. Just making those connections, talking to other people, and then when it comes time for you to do something, an art opening or whatever, the people involved in those, you can walk up to them and be like, hey man, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. Is there any way we can do this together? And your chances are, because you both share the same passion, that's a little bit higher up on their list that they're going to help you than somebody else. So that's kind of a nice thing to have in real life. I don't know how it really integrates into the game, but we'll definitely check it out at some point. Bookworms. These Sims gain powerful moodlets from reading books and can analyze books and discuss books in unique ways. I think I did that with my author. That's definitely the route to go with this one. You want to be able to read a lot of books if you're going to write a lot of books. You want to see how people have done it in the past. You want to get new ideas of how it's, this technique for doing this and this technique for doing that. It just expands your mind and really allows you to learn more about the field that you're already passionate about, which is really what these traits are kind of about. A foodie. These Sims become happier and have fun when eating good food, become uncomfortable when eating bad food, and can watch cooking shows for ideas. That's cool because a lot of people who don't use this one will have to use like recipes and stuff to find ideas to cook with. These guys can just watch the TV and automatically think, oh, that's kind of a cool technique. I'll try that. And that's a nice trait to have if you're going to go down the foodie or the cooking route. So that's definitely something to consider right there. Geek. These Sims become happy, and reading sci-fi or playing video games may become tense if they haven't played much or are better at finding collectibles and can discuss geek things with other geek Sims. Really, that's yeah, if you're going to go down the video gamer guy, I mean, a kid, you can give this to a kid. All these traits can be given to kids. Remember, though, as they get older, their traits, kind of stay the same. They will, change a little bit here and there, but if you give it to a kid, you got to remember when they get to be an adult, these traits are still with them. So I don't know how that would really play in very well with an adult, but the fact that you find more collectibles means that you could create a sim solely based off of finding collectibles, and that's kind of a cool thing to do. Music lover. These Sims gain powerful moodlets and boost their fun need when listening to music and become happy when playing musical instruments. So if you're going to go down the artist route, which is, like a singer or writer or things of that sort, putting this in there, if you're going to want to specify that now you're going to be somebody who loves music, and you could still be the singer, you could be a guitar player, you could do anything that goes into that field. Now you're specifying a little bit more into what you're actually trying to do. Perfectionist. These Sims take longer to craft items, but tend to make them higher quality. Gain powerful moodlets after crafting a high quality item, and gain negative moodlets after crafting a low quality item. So kind of nice that you're going to get more or at least better stuff more often, but when you first start out with your skill being as low as it is when you first start out, your guy's not going to be too happy about it because he's a perfectionist. He wants it to be perfect, and he gets angry that it's not. And so you're going to lose a little bit of mood there because of that. But later on in the game, it's going to help you out a lot more. You're going to be able to keep that mood a lot higher because your guy's skilled in what he does, and he's going to be able to come up with better stuff. So you're going to kind of have to think about the drawbacks. Early stages, not so good. Later in the game, absolutely perfect. And you get to have 3 of these. I'm showing you each one of the tabs, but you get to pick 3 of any one of these. You can pick 3 in the first one, or you can pick 1 in this one in the next one in the next one. It's up to you which ones you go with. Ambition, or ambitious. These Sims gain powerful moodlets from career success, gain negative moodlets from career failure, and may become upset if not promoted. So if you're going down that business route and you want to be, a politician or a big businessman, something like this could help your guy out to become better than what he is. Although at some point you're going to hit like the top of the ladder, and this guy may not be the happiest because there's nowhere else left to go. Of course, you can always change jobs, then go to something else, which will allow you to keep growing in that field. So childish. These Sims gain powerful moodlets from watching the kids' network. become powerful or playful when playing with children, and become happy when playing with children's toys. So that might be good for, say, I don't know, I mean, a babysitter maybe? I mean, you don't really want it in a mother or a father, really. You don't really want them to be childish, but you do want them to be able to connect with their kids. But at some point, your kids are going to age, and then this is going to be a trait that they're still left with. So keep that in mind. That's not exactly ideal for those situations. Clumsy. These Sims tend to fail more often at physical activities and tend to laugh at failure instead of becoming upset. I guess as long as they can laugh about it, it's not too bad, but they tend to fail more often, which is not really a good thing. I mean, I guess if you're going to go down that prankster path, this might be a funny thing to throw into the mix, but he's going to fail at his pranks, which may not be as funny as if he actually succeeded at them. So you can throw these in here as just like an Abbott and Costello kind of, maybe like Three Stooges kind of thing. You know, go with the clumsy and see what happens. Glutton. These Sims have a greater negative reaction to hunger, always enjoys eating no matter the food quality, can eat spoiled food, and can rummage for food and garbage. Holy crap, what in the world? Glutton to me means you eat too much, but to them, I guess it means that you'll eat every scrap of food that is completely and totally edible, regardless of whether it's actually edible or not. And that's pretty disgusting. Not really sure why you'd want to give somebody a negative trait like that. Wow, that's... we might try that one day just to see how disgusting that is. He's going to be eating food out of garbage, even though he has food like in his fridge. It doesn't matter. He'll just eat it. That's kind of insane. And insane is the next one. These Sims can talk to themselves and have unpredictable emotions. So give them clumsy, glutton, and insanity and see what happens with your Sim. He's probably going to be like the scourge of your neighborhood, but that's kind of funny that you can do that. And the lazy Sims. These Sims gain powerful moodlets from watching TV or napping, as well as from comfortable furniture, become fatigued more quickly from exercise, and grow tense when performing household chores. So why would you want to go lazy? Well, there are certain jobs where you may not be doing a lot of stuff all the time. You know, sitting in an office chair is very taxing on somebody's body if they're very active. Although with the laziness guy, he may be able to enjoy that a little bit more because he's not active and he enjoys just kind of sitting down. Although that means you're not going to be able to do a lot of stuff when you finally do get home after the end of the day because you're lazy. But that might be a path you want to try out, especially if you're a video gamer. You might want to, be sitting in a chair playing video games all day. Love outdoors. These Sims can enthuse about nature to other Sims and become happy when outdoors. So that's kind of a cool thing to have. It's not really a bad thing. It's just you want to be outdoors. So if you're playing a video game guy, that's probably not a good one to get because you're not going to be outdoors very often unless you're going to take your PS4 out there every single time you play, and that's probably not going to happen very often. Materialistic. These Sims can admire and brag about possessions and become sad when they haven't purchased a new item for a period of time. That seems unsustainable. Oh, holy crap. Guys, I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't seem like you can sustain that for very long if you aren't making a lot of money. So be very careful with this one. This one could, in the end, cost your Sim to be very upset for a long, long time when you first start out because you're not going to be pulling down the cash right off the bat. Unless you know what you're doing and you can go into the field very quickly, meet the qualifications to be promoted, and go through all the steps because you know what's coming. But if you're going through it for the very first time, that may not be the right one to go with. Now, neat is a two-edged sword. Again, it's something that you have to watch out for the negatives. These Sims become happy and have fun when performing household chores. Kind of nice. Can have a cleaning frenzy, which is kind of nice, and become really uncomfortable in dirty surroundings, which is, kind of rough on you. Because if you're working, you're the only one in the household, and you come home, you make yourself a meal, you eat something, and then go straight to bed, you didn't get to clean up that stuff, your Sim won't be nearly as happy, which means you have to take that extra time to clean everything up before he goes to bed. He'll be getting less sleep, and he may not be as well rested as you want him to be. Plus, his hygiene is going to play a role. He's going to want to be, really, really clean and all that other stuff, which is coming up to slob when it comes to hygiene. Slobs, these Sims are not affected by dirty surroundings and make household items dirtier faster. So, not really a negative if he lives alone, I guess, other than like hygiene is just not going to be good for your health, but otherwise you can definitely go with that. Now, snob, These Sims can critique work on low-quality items, are bored by lowbrow television, and gain confidence around other snobs. So, yeah, I don't think I'd go with that one, but it'd be interesting to try it out one time. Bro. These Sims can bro hug other bros, gain confidence around other bros, and become energized from watching sports. Evil. These Sims become happy around Sims with negative moodlets, can laugh maniacally and discuss evil plans, and become angry when interacting with good Sims. I think we're definitely going to go with that for our first one. For our second one, we need, it actually grayed out the good, because you can't be good and evil apparently in this game. It'd be kind of cool if you could, and have the two sides like working against each other, like an internal battle, like in these really good stories of the old days. People were, they weren't just one-sided. They didn't just have one emotion. They had a lot of them, and sometimes they did contradict each other. So it'd be kind of cool if you could do that, but I guess the game didn't really want to go that route. These Sims become happy around Sims with positive moodlets, can donate to charity, become sad when interacting with evil Sims, and can discuss world peace, whereas I'm over here discussing world domination or annihilation. Family-oriented. These Sims become happy around family members, become sad if they don't interact with family for a period of time, and can boast about family. Hates children, jeez. These Sims become angry around children, become tense after try for a baby, and can be mean to children. I'm not going down that route. That's loner. These are the guys I was talking about before. These Sims become happy when alone, do not receive negative moodlets when their social need is low, become tense around strangers, and become embarrassed more often by social rejection. Mean. These Sims become happy when being mean or mischievous to other Sims, and become confident after winning a fight. That might be another one I go down. I need to think about that for a second. Non-committal. These Sims become tense after a while in the same job or relationship, become happy when they quit a job. That's kind of interesting. Or break off a relationship, take longer to propose, and can discuss their fear of commitment. Wow, that's a weird one to throw in there, but okay. Outgoing. These Sims gain powerful moodlets from friendly socialization, have their social need decay quickly, and gain more negative moodlets when their social need is low. So, not really thinking I'm going to go with any of these on the first one. I kind of like active, but I don't know if I really need that. I want self-assured to be for sure. I want my criminal guy to be self-assured. I kind of want him to be a genius, but I don't want him learning all the time. That's kind of, I want him to be creative as well. That one is rough. Hot-headed, can rile up other Sims. I don't really want them to be angry. Yeah, I don't really want them to be angry all the time. I want them to be a really good boss that can just tell people what to do. Ambitious might be a good one to have for the path that I'm going down. Yeah, I think I'm going to go down with genius. He's going to be an evil genius.
Yes.
Okay, so we got those. We need to give him a name. First name, I'm going to go with AC, guys. That's what you guys probably know me as. And then Gamer for my tag on YouTube. AC Gamer is what I go with on there. So those are done. What else do we need to do? We need to change this guy, right? We need to change his look. Can we move him around? Okay, so I can make his belly bigger. I'm going to actually make him, normal. I don't need him to be insanely thin or anything like that. He could go with bigger arms. He's going to be evil, so I do want that. Now, keep in mind, though, that as you exercise and things of that sort, you're going to change the way you look anyways. So that's not too bad. I mean, let's see. I think, broader shoulders is where I'm going to go, because I have broad shoulders, and I'm going to try to make this guy look a little bit more like me. No, I don't want like a big fat head, but an even size head. Let's see. Save household. We got one guy. How do we go into his actual traits? There we go. Okay, so I want to change the color of his hair. And again, we're just going to kind of go through and show you just all the details that you can put in here. And you can come in here and spend as much or as little time as you want. You can actually come in here and just say, randomize me a certain character, and they will try to make one for you that meet your needs. Now, I want brown, but I don't really see a brownish color. That's red to me on my screen. Maybe it looks brown to you guys. That does not look brown. That looks more blondish than a light brown. I don't know what color that is. I guess that's the closest to brown that they have. That looks blonde to me, to be honest, guys. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. I might go with that one. It's a little darker than my actual hair color. That one doesn't look too bad. It's still darker, but we can go with that. Now Leisure Suit Larry kind of look. Definitely not going with that mohawk. That's interesting. I don't know if I like that. It doesn't really look good on my guy anyways. I'm trying to go with the look that I have. I'm not bald, but it's a very, very thin very thin cut on mine, and they don't have it. I mean, I guess that would be the closest thing. Let me try a different hair color, because that just doesn't look anything. See, it's red. It's totally red, and that's blonde, not brown. I want brown. Give me my brown. This one's actually not too bad. It's more brownish kind of looking. Let me, I don't want a big chin. I want a bigger jawline. That looks a little weird. His cheeks. That's too big of a chin. There we go. Changing a little bit. Too big on the lips. Oh, wow. That's weird. Let's do some normal ones. Too thin. No. Wow, no. We don't want big lips. We don't want those. That's a little bit better, I guess. That one's okay. Yeah, there's some subtle differences on these. Holy crap. It's like fish lips. Look at that, guys. That's a little bit normal. I say normal for me. I'm trying to go as close. He's just unhappy. Unhappy to beyond belief right there. I like that one a little bit more, maybe. Jeez. Some of these, they really go all out on the lips. Okay, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. This one would really take me some time to sit here and... I think I'm going to go with that one. That one looks a little bit more like it. Let's see. What about cheeks? Can we pick a different pair of cheeks? Kind of a chubbier set. A little bit more defined. Actually, facial hair. Let's put some facial hair on him first. Now, I have a goatee. We could go down the evil route. You know, like an evil goatee right there. We'll go with that. That's actually more like it. I don't know if I like the color all the way. It's kind of... Yeah, mine is pretty bushy, so I could go with that one. I could go full bore, like living in a cabin in the woods or something like that. That's definitely an option. But no, I think that's good. Mustaches, goatees, and beards. So you can choose which one you want to go. And of course, your hair doesn't necessarily have to match. It has the option right here to change that, to take that off over here and have it where your hair does not match at all. Now, what about the eyes? I need to change the color because I have light brown eyes. Where is the color? Let's see. No, that's not right. Yeah, that's pretty close. I mean, it still doesn't look anything like me, to be honest, guys. But it's a little closer to what I probably would have to sit here for a good, 40, 50 minutes just messing around with this off camera before I even got close to that. I don't know. Some of these don't look anything like me, but I do like how they have the different, ethnicities in here. You can kind of see that in the eyes, different backgrounds from different countries, and depending on where you were born and what your makeup is, you can sit here long enough and you might be able to get one that looks exactly like you. And I think I'm gonna do that off camera, to be honest, guys. So I'll show you a few more of the details here. You can have, of course, a hat on if you want. Some of the newer stuff apparently that they have. What is it? A hot dog head? I think it's a hot dog head. What about this sombrero? It's a very, very colorful sombrero. Not really gonna go with that. I can be a Sith Lord, a Darth Vader, maybe a Assassin's Creed guy. That's not too bad. What else do we have here? Class clown, maybe. So if I'm gonna be a prankster, that's probably a pretty good one to go with. I kind of like that. Let's see, what else do we have? Darth Vader. Yes, Darth Vader. That's gosh, I can't do the voice, but that's oh my god. Seriously, somebody was a Star Wars fan when they created these. The bowler hat, just a regular cap. These are not too bad. You got a little... This is the cap that I recognize from, like, Michael Jackson, so that's what I always associate it with. You got a Cowboys hat. Not a very good one either. That doesn't really fit his head very well. He could have a custom one made. I live in Texas, so I know a little bit about cowboy hats, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. This one looks more like you're gonna live in the Renaissance era, and your little feather in your cap. That's kind of cool. I hate to be stereotypical, man, but that just looks like you're gonna be a pimp, right? I mean, just it's a little bit far out there, a little big on the brim, and the zebra color on it. Yeah, it's definitely something you probably want to get noticed. Little caps, okay, nothing special on those. This looks like you're going to Boca Beach and you're just gonna relax and have a good time, like in the movie Get Shorty. That guy was wearing that, I think. These are kind of cool. What about this one? This is more like a suit. The what do they call those suits? The oh man, I can't even think of it now. Crap. I'll have to put a post on it later on when I remember the name. But they're very, very cool suits. I like them a lot. But I think we're gonna go without a hat, to be honest. Where's the no hat option? Is there no hat? Maybe I just click it off. There we go. Okay, so there's no hat on there now. I'm not gonna go with a hat. What about glasses? Do we want to use some glasses, guys, or earrings? We could definitely go with some earrings. I'm not really a big fan of going with those for my guy. I don't wear them in real life, so that's why I wouldn't go with them. Let's take those off. Glasses. Is that like an homage to the singer? I don't know. It could be. It could just be in there for fun. I do like the glasses. I don't know if I really want my evil genius to be wearing them. I don't wear glasses in real life. It's not something that really affects me at all. I have 20/20 vision, actually 20/10 vision. Last time I had it checked, so that's not something I need to worry about too much. You can specify what you want: earrings, glasses, or necklaces. There's only one in here for a necklace, although I do believe you can buy more later on. Now these are for every day. You got your formal stuff, the business wear you can see right here. That's kind of cool. I actually like that quite a bit. Let's see, what about athletics? So that's your athletic look right there. I'm not really sure I'm blown away by that one. Sleep, that's what he's going to look like when he goes to sleep. And party. Yeah, I am never going to be caught dead wearing something like that in real life. That is just a travesty. Why would you wear boots and short pants, short tight pants, like that? No, not going to be wearing that, guys. But I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. On the next episode, I will be starting the game. We're going to go into our house. We're going to either build one or take one over. And I hope you guys will join me for that one. This will be the start of a new play. Or start of a new playthrough, I should say. I may throw in another person in the household. I may not. I don't know yet. As far as the people we're going to be making in the future, I'm going to use them from people that we know on YouTube, such as Luminary Zion, Hydros Inc., people of that sort. So if you want to be part of our town, make sure to leave those comments down below. And if you keep leaving really good tips and suggestions and just comments overall, eventually we will add you to the game itself, and you can be part of the gameplay with us in a sense, with just name alone as far as what your account name is. Again, guys, I want to thank you all for watching. If you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I definitely want to hear back from you guys. If I gave out any information that was wrong, feel free to correct me down below. I don't know everything about this game. I am very passionate about this game because I love playing The Sims. It's just something very relaxing about building a house and going to get your profession and learning new stuff. It's just really, really cool. So hopefully you guys will come back and actually see the actual gameplay. And for those of you who watched the entire thing, hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it was a lot of information to kind of take on at once, but that's why I wanted to do just one episode to get that out of the way, because if I didn't, all the other Let's Plays that I'd be doing for the next like 4 or 5 episodes would be talking about how you can come back in here and customize it like this. And it really did deserve an entire episode, maybe even 2 if you're going to be doing, like a male and female, or even 3 if you're going to do a kid, and show just like all the stuff you can do with that, because there is subtle differences between the adults and the children when you finally do get into the game. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.